I'm starting early today. Ha ha ha, there's nobody here yet. So after one day off to deal with some family, I'm back on the grind. Really not going to be any different from the last time. Probably going to do basically the same thing, actually. Whoop. But of course, we're going to start with the dimensional hull. Pick that up a bit. Yeah, I think it was a little bit on the large side. There we go, that's a bit better. Now you can watch me actively forget to link any eidolons. Alright, hold on, get my rotation back under control. There we go. Easy. Now this should be about 10%, and I did do a little bit yesterday, even though I had to go out for most of the afternoon. I'm about to forget to use an experience book. Yeah, about 7 and a bit percent there. Alrighty. Now, today I did bring some different experience items. So last time I only had the regular and advanced card, but I did find some premium on Scrub. Unfortunately, that was it. I couldn't find any like 24-hour crystals or 7-day crystals I could throw on, so that's our limit. And we also can't really use experience gear because I still need the DPS, I think, even in solo modes. So we'll quickly polish off the field dailies on this map and then start heading into dungeons, and I've pulled out my controller again. Although, I could probably already switch to it, huh? I'll just make it really small. I spend all day at work on the computer, so lately I feel like my hands have been a little bit too tired after a day at work. Man, I kind of like how look messed up that rainbow path looks when you kind of zigzag around a bit. Let's watch what I can even get to in terms of experience boost, but it's not going to be very impressive. Right. Regular experience, advanced. May as well throw on mastery passes, and then we'll actually pop a premium this time. And that should be everything. Ooh. I kind of want to buy a crystal, but they're a little on the expensive side. You know what? I'm getting an extra 500 LP every day from the proof of diligence, so I think I'll say that she gets to use her 500 LP however she wants. There we are. Throw a buff on there for a little bit of move speed, and let's go. And I guess just as a reminder, this is the scrub account, so I don't have all my archive behind me here. This is just what you could expect to have on an account if you were to start it. Well, I mean, I do have one character awakened. I awakened one character and I've been working on leveling them quite slowly, but here is still a relatively fresh experience. I think afterwards I'll probably end up comparing what the dungeon experience is like compared to last time. See how much of a difference that silver card makes. Honestly, part of me wants to kind of use a drop card or a drop charm too. I mean, it is a solo mode. I betcha it would be better for me right now to level up this path a bit. Didn't even pay attention last time to see how much experience that run got me. So we're starting at about 60.5. We'll just round it to 60.5. Oh, hello, Plinko. Oh, it's because I work a full-time job. Oh, and Abram, hello. Thanks for stopping by. Scrub is S18 right now. I was gonna say that's not even halfway to awakening, or sorry, halfway to cap, but I mean technically that's way less than cap, right? For the amount of experience needed. Oh. Where's my coffee? Alright, just keep running. Oh shoot, yeah, I forgot. I'm not on the right path anymore, so I'm not on the left path anymore, so I can't spam my, vortex. Star Patrol. but I do think it'll be better for me. Oh, Abram, this is on my Scrub account, so I don't have my Eidolons, I don't have my archives, I don't have my costumes, I don't have anything. I've only got what I've built up while I was leveling up my Ravager last time, and anything that I'm getting as I progress here. So it's kind of trying to test what the experience is like for new players. And yeah, Plinko, I haven't calculated it, but that probably sounds about accurate. So for this character, I got my, what do you call it, my boost card from hitting level S10. Oh, really? S25. Oh, I've decided to go for dark damage because I think it's easier to have Eidolons and trophies and whatnot for dark damage. I don't think I've actually done a very good job of actually building dark damage, but still better than physical. Oh, and while I've got my hands on the mouse, let's use these points. Okay, so that was about... It was 60.490. So 61.2 is like about 0.7% for a run. Don't judge me for how long it took me to calculate that. I had a really long day at work. And by that, I mean that I woke up before my alarm at 4 a.m. and couldn't get back to sleep, so I had a long day before work even started. Level 63 is halfway on the mastery. Whoa. I mean, once you hit 60, you don't really need to worry about leveling the, like, you don't need to worry about rushing to level, because once you're at 60, you've got all the benefits, right? You know, truth be told, I had a lot of water today, not coffee, because it was an extremely hot day, and the coffee machine at the office, it's just like a pod machine, and those ones aren't very tasty if you try and make them into iced coffee. I mean, we don't have ice in the first place, so basically you're just leaving it on the desk to get cold. It's not good even if it was a good coffee. Eh. Those last couple of level of secret stones are just suffering, huh? I have not bothered leveling up any of mine past 70 once I got the, what do you call them? The awakening? Secret stone awakening. Upgrading, sorry. You'd think I would have spent the resources necessary to get here all the way to level 99, but I'm a little bit more pragmatic than that. I need those supplies for spreading out across all of my Eidolons. I can't just devote everything to my best boy. Quickly turn these in, and then we'll just head back to the dungeons because obviously I want to make the most of my my premium EXP cards. Plinko, but the difference is that you actually remember to run Gaia every day. I even used a day charm on my wizard, and I still have not been remembering to actually run my dungeons or run my Gaias. In my defense, though, I did kind of fall in love with my little stellar sphere here, so maybe it was just bad timing to actually use the. Not on my wizard. If I wake up again, like, half an hour before my alarm, maybe I'll do that in the morning, rather than waiting to do it at night. Oh. Hey, Lousy! Welcome back! I saw your computer had a bit of a kerfuffle and you've got a new one now. You know, when it comes to birds, I mean, first off, I've just inherited a beautiful piece of art that my mother made that's a bunch of penguins passing through a rainbow. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I've got that on my wall. Oh, and hello, Vincent. But I think my favorite birds are crows. Big fan of crows. As for whether or not I'm awakening soon, Vincent, I think right now it would be a good idea to aim for Saturday. I'm just thinking that if I do about 40% a day, I could probably get to a pretty high percent on Friday. Sorry, I didn't decide to go for... Oh, shoot. I wasn't planning on doing this, but... I didn't decide to go for physical, but I am using the other path just to get a couple more points here. For the time being, I am still planning on going dark, KYDD. Building up physical damage is a little bit harder in my opinion because there's less sources of it, so I always recommend that for newer players. And obviously, what kind of a hypocrite would I be if I tell everybody else to go dark and then I try physical anyway? But it is important to build up both paths of your it is more important to build up both paths of your weapon mastery when you've got less archive and stuff, because you'll be able to get more points to assign, right? Frick, you say nevermore and oh, just making sure I'm thinking of the right song. Yeah, Nevermore. The isn't that from PlayStation or the not PlayStation, Persona? 無慈悲な言葉だけがでたらめに街に溢れてく Nevermore 切なく流れてた Always Sorry about that. That's how I lose subscribers. Unfortunately, KYDD, I will not play on the private server. And I don't actually allow discussion of it, so if you're going to continue, I am going to have to ask you to not. I am actually a moderator on the official server, so as you can imagine, I don't promote the private server. Oh, probably apply a couple more points here. There we go. It's okay. That's probably all that's worth running right this second. We'll head over to Chronowood. There we are. Well, I have one of every class on my main account, but this is my scrub account, which I originally started just to try and see what the experience was like for new players. So I've got a Ravager that's now S18, and then this is my next highest. Hold on a second. Let me check over the physical skills here. Reduce target defense. Cooldown time down. Fall of the Titan. Yeah, I guess there is a little bit more artistry for a dark one. Just switching over to mouse for a moment here while I get through these reflect guys. Am I gonna get them all before it runs out? Yeah, there we go. No problem. You can't play it with terrible internet, or if you F up the combo once due to clicking Vortex too fast, you lose all your DPS. I suppose that's fair. But personally, I just really like Vortex. For its like gigantic range and stuff too, right? I just reflexively go to use it multiple times even when I'm on this path. Right now it's a S40, so 140. And don't mind the ridiculous rotations when I'm just running between mobs. I'm just hitting buttons to aggro them anyway. Whoop. I feel like I should be watching my cooldowns a little bit more. I keep trying to use skills when they're not cool, but my speed is capped, right? Oh, it's not! Oh, right, this dungeon. This dungeon is a, yeah. I don't think Rav is considered to be the strongest class. I actually picked Rav on this account with the intention of picking one that I felt wasn't, like, ridiculously overpowered all on its own. But lately I have been recommending Stellar Saphir to people, so I wanted to give it a shot to see how it feels on a new account. So I used the boost card that I got out of the, what do you call it? The Envoy Support Cube at level S10 on my main Ravager. Whale. And then I was giving it a shot. Now, the thing I've always kind of felt is that if you use the boost card, you're guaranteed to not make it to 100% at level 99 just from quests. I think that even on this account, if I were to start a new character from level 1, I think that with the quests, I would make it to 99% at level S99 just from quests. I wouldn't have to do this kind of grind. So my next objective on this account is going to be to start a character at 1 and kind of go all the way to Awakening and see if I can do it in one shot. I anticipate that's going to take a long time. Like, it takes me 11 hours on my main account, so I'm estimating somewhere in like the... I don't know. I don't even want to estimate right now, to be honest, because I feel like I'll make an idiot of myself when I actually try it. But I at least want 3 days off work for that. So I'd like a day off work. Oh, you think lousy? Just a little bit, maybe? Gotta love that range. I kind of wish it was one-shotting them, though. Hold on, back to the mouse for a second. That way. You come with me. Let's get these all at once. Bow buff when? Oh my gosh, Bow buff when? I really want them to buff Bow finally, because I know we're expecting it. I want it to come soon. Oh hey Martin. Good evening. I was gonna say no comment because really my dad and I are cool, but if I did, it would make it sound like I've got a problem with him. Okay, I do have one small issue with my dad. He's retired, so he gets to have fun whenever he wants. I have to, like, work a full-time job still. He made a Discord account so we could chat on Discord, which is kind of weird, but whatever. I said I didn't want to download WhatsApp, so he downloaded Discord. And now he messages me while I'm working. Oh. Oh, I just realized that this track is about to end. I've got it on shuffle, right? Yep, there we go. I was thinking... Okay, there was actually a couple things that I was thinking about. So the first one is I was thinking I might switch to just playing the Age of Empires music. Oh, hello, Wim! Because I really like the Age of Empires music, but it is half an hour long, and it's just a vibe. So I was thinking in the future I might set that to start like half an hour before I plan to end the stream. That way I can end it right at the time when the song ends and you kind of get a vibe of how much longer we're going to be going. That might be interesting. There was something else I was thinking about on the way home from work. It's a real shame that I can't Age of Empires 2. So here's the problem. The only copy of Age of Empires 2 that I have is on CD. And my PC does not have a CD drive. I don't have the remake, the HD version. I just got the original. And what's the code for the cars to spawn the cars, and you can just basically like obliterate the entire field with it? Like, how do you turn this on or something? You know what, you got me curious. How much is the Steam version of Age of Empires 2? of Empires 2 HD. Okay, it's $20 or a little over $20 Canadian, which isn't much, but it's still a lot for a game that I literally already own. So I'll think about it. I'm not very good at it in the first place. Like I said, I usually just got bored and just after I finished building up my society, I would just spawn a bunch of the car. Were they called Vipers? The cars? Typical kid playing a strategy game. Oh, but you know what? Oh, hey, Resonant. I was just thinking, you know what other game I played when I was younger that I found on Steam and is actually free? Chips Challenge! I found Chips Challenge on Steam and it's free, and I actually downloaded it because I thought that might be fun to do at some point. But I'm saving it for a rainy day. Yeah, I'm not watching my cooldowns on my skills very much. My speed is 50% here, though. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Thank you, Lousy. I think that's better than what I'm using right now. Oh, but it's at a lower level. Hold on a second here. Let's just go for it. Thank you. Canadian bears? I'm realizing now I don't know anything about Age of Mythology. What? More dicks. Just gotta get the right target. There's a cheat code to spawn a flying bear with a Canadian cape, 2 monkeys, and attack with laser beams. You know, they don't make cheats like they did before. I mean, I don't know, are bears like just not a thing you guys are worried about other places? Because, I mean, like, when you go to parks around here, like the particularly, like, not like parks, like playgrounds and that, but if you go for like the walking parks, bears are just kind of a thing that are there at some of them. And I mean, like, I'm sure that at campgrounds across most areas where bears exist, you would use like the bear-proof garbage cans and whatnot, right? So anywhere you see bear-proof garbage cans, you gotta think there's bears around here, right? Actually, I once worked at a I'll just say it. I worked at a place called Hell's Gate, which is the thinnest section of the river that passes through BC. It was a really remote job, kind of middle of nowhere kind of thing. And Yeah, one day when I was driving to work, there was this bears on the side of the road. One day there was a deer right in the middle, and as I came around a corner and almost got in an accident, it's just there's wildlife, it's for sure. Capybaras, though. I don't think we have any capybaras in Canada, aside from like zoos or pets or something. Whoops, forgot about this boss. This is leveling up pretty quick here, huh? Let's see if I do that. Then throw one of these out there. Good. Yeah, I feel like last time running without the silver card was actually quite significantly different in terms of the EXP gain. I'm feeling much more optimistic about being able to make it to level 99 today. I'm not gonna bet on it just yet though. How many silver cards? 40, yeah. One, two, three. Oh shoot. I can't believe how many times I do that. Yeah. Then one more set of 3 dungeons and we're back on quests, I think. It does feel like a little bit of a waste of the silver card. But I think further solos aren't worth the time being spent, because I still only have about 2.5 hours total today. Oh, I've had the sound effects off this entire time, but you guys want sound effects on for the game? Because I could turn them on. I should probably clean up my inventory a bit here too. So last time I was complaining that I didn't have very much inventory space, so I did grab one backpack off of Scrub. So I stole a backpack from there. And the other thing I did was I rolled Paragon, actually. Because these, when the weapons forts are on the top row, if there's other stuff you want on the table, it's probably worth rolling if you need weapon forts, because you're going to land on the weapon forts a lot. So obviously I want those, so I rolled. And I also got some Yagami Hime frags, so I threw those over to my main account in exchange. And this is probably not a fair trade for this account, but in exchange for a whole bunch of gathering stuff, so that I could knock out those gathering quests real easy. Oh, hey, Conk! That's basically all I did yesterday, though, was I just, traded a bit of stuff around. Yeah, no, I think I need the pen more than, I like the HP stat, but I'll keep that in here. Right, that should get us through the last dungeon, no problem. Alright, back to controller. Yes, unfortunately I did finish quest. So, my theory is that if I had started from level 1, I would have been able to make it all the way to level 99% on quests, even on this account. But I used a boost card for this character, and I didn't have like a VIP sprite or anything. So, it is what it is. Now, I might have to double check, but I think you might be able to get a VIP sprite in one of the present boxes when you start. Like, I might be thinking of the wrong item. Oh no, you know what I should have been using? I should have been using one of my Navia chickens. Oh well. Tomorrow we'll use a Navia chicken. Hello, Wim. Sorry I missed that. Would you recommend Holy Sword for someone starting fresh? HS is really, really fun, and it has a lightning bounce skill. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that all classes you'd be able to get through stuff, but Holy Sword is a little bit on the tougher side for a newer player, I would think. But if you like the aesthetic of it, like if you like the big holy sweep that knocks out everything in front of you, and the lightning bounce skill that jumps around things, just do it! Holy Sword is actually one of the classes I have played less. And I think the main reason for that is that I keep getting distracted by the other classes that I like quite a bit. And I guess I'm just more of a ranged person in general. I kind of prefer the ranged classes because you get to do a little bit more running around. Oh, 100% ranged. I mean, if you think about the classes that I've cap leveled so far, it's been Whipmaster, which is melee, and then Guns and Bow, which is ranged. A Ravager I played on this account is basically ranged when you consider that like 90% of my DPS was coming from my Flame Slash. Obviously, Stellar Sphere is ranged. And the next class that I'm leveling up on my main account is Wizard, which is also ranged. So someone pointed out to me that on Bard, once you've got their masteries up to 60, you basically keep this thing fully active just constantly. Like every skill that you use doesn't consume a charge anymore. So I went and I used a bunch of mastery books on my Bard, and then I still haven't leveled them up yet either. Whoops. But, you know, 24 hours in a day. I can only play whatever I think is most fun at any given time, right? Okay, so controversial opinion. I know the source class is super strong in terms of its ability to debuff. It can also cleanse. It's also got your like it's also got the fire paths and whatnot, so it can leave a field of effective damage. I don't like Sorcerer. And the single reason for it is I think the sound effects are kind of lame. Like, it doesn't feel very punchy. Whoops, I'm running into a wall here. That being said, Whipmaster used to have a sound effect that kind of sounded like a noodle slapping against a wall. Like, it sounded kind of whatever. Being rushed with Source is just pain. Oh dear. What's wrong with Source? Oh, hey, Ira, that is my, that's my controller program. So the upper right-hand corner covering my mini-map is the program that I'm using to handle my controller. So this is my D-pad for the mouse. Left stick is moving around, right stick is camera control, and then each of the face buttons is a skill. Whoop. I guess it's probably too small to even make out what's going on in that program, huh? I kind of made it small so that it was basically just covering the upper right-hand corner, but I could make it a bit bigger if you'd want to make out what's going on there. So I think the problem with PvP is that the people that have invested a ton into their gear absolutely dominate, and everybody else can't get a footing. So there's a couple people that will basically own the pack, and then a couple other people that end up feeding them. So there is a mode called Holy versus Evil where your current equipment doesn't affect it. And that's basically the only PvP mode that is free-to-play friendly. But I personally do not like PvP because it spikes my heart rate. Let's quickly pop over here. Got a couple more. Yeah, hold on. What was I gonna look for? I don't know. Go do it exactly for that reason, to spike my heart rate? Have I done anything dumb enough to earn me another cup of coffee yet today? Hello, Yogi. Well... Would it be too, defeatist of me to say that, I don't have high expectations for the management. I'm going in with the philosophy that I'm not planning on spending any money, period. It's just not, ever, basically. So, if the changes that they make to the main systems make the game fun to play still, like the thing that I enjoy about playing the game is like literally exactly what I'm doing right here, running through dungeons and killing stuff and watching flashy animations. Just nice, relaxing, chill way to cool down after work. If the decisions that they make in terms of the game make that more enjoyable, I'll be happy. And if the decisions that they make that more frustrating, I won't be happy. But I don't harbor any impression that, oh, they're gonna make it so that everybody can get every eidolon for free in game somehow. Like, I don't know, I'm just jaded or something, I guess. I suppose you could say that if you go in with low expectations, it's harder to be disappointed. Okay, I'm with Lousy here actually. I'm a big fan of looking very cool. But in the early days of Aura Kingdom, like when because I started playing when the game first came out, the costume that I used and loved super far into the game was actually a freely available one. So but I think it's actually available in the Dragon Point book right now. Hold on a second. Costume equip costumes. I could just put it here, shouldn't I? Here, this one. Yep, and then I immediately close it. Secret quality and research royal. Yeah, this costume. I had it dyed black and khaki, and it was the coolest costume and I loved it, and it was basically like a little bit my signature. So fashion is really important to me too, but I find ways to enjoy myself without spending a ridiculous amount, right? You'd never think that I was super into fashion. Well, you know, Yogi, if what you enjoy about the game is like the community, the aesthetic, being with other people, and just like clearing some dungeons, as long as the decisions that they make don't negatively impact that part, then I think that it might be a lot of fun, like especially right at the start when everyone's on the same page kind of thing, just to jump in and play for a bit, even if you don't have any intention of sticking around, because when the game is first released is when there's the most enthusiasm, right? So I think if you go in with that mindset and then don't plan to spend any money or anything, because obviously if you're not planning on sticking around, not worth spending any money, right? Ira, I don't know why you're trying to make it out like that's some kind of a contradiction. I am the epitome of high fashion, am I not? Hold on, let's just dismantle this stuff. Just pop all that in there. Comfort game when you get traumatized by other ones? Oh boy. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The only horror adjacent game that I will play is Fragile Farewell to the Ruins of the Moon, which is probably a too obscure Wii game that nobody knows, but I really like it. am I planning to make a guild or join a guild later? I will I'm not 100% sure. I usually kind of like to be a little bit more on the, like, in a quiet guild, because if I'm going to be live streaming, I don't want people in the guild to feel like they're being, like, published. Not great. I don't think that everybody is if people aren't comfortable with that, I don't want it to be like a surprise for them. By the way, now you're on YouTube. That's not very fair. So I tend to try to stick with a quieter guild. As you can see, I'm currently in the Midday Sim Club. I didn't make this. I've just been made the leader out of my own control, to be clear. Also, hello, Sama. This is a new character on my low stat account. I've got my coreless S20 or coreless level 90 gear that's been a little bit fortified. This is what I beat my last awakening in on this account. And then I've got bad choices on at least one of these trophies. Listen, I'm not the one that named this guild. I only just became the leader of it against my will during the last live stream. And hold on, let me prove it. Wait, does it not say who made the guild anymore? Oh my god. I'm not lying. I did not make it, I swear. Looks pretty cringe to be the leader of a guild, but it's my own fan club, isn't it? You know, I think there's a player by the name of Afternoon, and it's not me. So just because you see a time of day doesn't mean it's me. It's a pretty good chance, but not guaranteed. Where's Plinko? I need him to come to defend me here. Help. I think I made the Sim Club. Questionable whether or not Sky Tower is going to be available immediately, I suppose, because Sky Tower basically started at level 60. And I think we're kind of anticipating that level 60 will probably be about where the cap level is when it comes out. And in that case, I don't know that they'd let us into the tower immediately. So level 60 gear inside Sky Tower isn't really gonna nuke bosses. But I anticipate that we'll probably see enough of a community at the start, if the raids are there, that they'd fill. This music isn't the most fitting, but it's just my shuffle playlist of Hoyoverse stuff and also Age of Empires. So after I'm outing him because he's not here to defend himself. Plinko made this guild, and then afterwards realized that we should have called it the Midday Simp Cafe, because that would have fit the coffee theme much better. So, lost opportunity there. Alright, now that we've goofed around for a while, I suppose I should fortify something. What's most important to fortify? Use those first, and then we'll use those. Hey, listen, I like cool dudes. When the dudes are cool, Midday's happy. I think I've earned another cup of coffee here, though. Hold on. I think I say this every time now, but I really ought to add something that will let me add a cup with a single key press rather than searching for it every time. There. Yogi, that's just a guess. I'm guessing that they're obviously they can't make the level cap like 140 like it is for the current version of the game, because if they do that, There's just too long of a grind, too much gear, too much stuff. But there is no confirmation. There's no confirmation on what the actual cap level is going to be once Aura Kingdom Impact comes out. Just based off of the other game re-releases they've done, that's my estimate. I'm thinking 60-ish is probably going to be the cutoff when it first comes out. And even that might be a little bit on the high side. Like, I'm pretty sure the last map when the game originally came out in 2014 was like Taktakara. Someone floated the idea to me of getting a heart rate monitor so you guys can see that my heart is fine. And I think that might actually be funny, but yes, my heart is fine. Really? Are we not going to get to 20 today? Maybe we need to change our mindset. Maybe what we need to do is not win, but have fun. Not enough dude. Well, I could add another dude too, but I've only made these 3, so if I add another tier... like that one. I don't even know where to put him. There, another tier on the table just for you. Dude to caffeine ratio. Well, do the stickers count? I can add more stickers on the front of the table, but they're really small. Whoop! It's really big. Hold on, hold on. There. Now there's another tier sticker on the table. Sorry, to clarify, level 60 is on the high side of my estimate of where the game would be on re-release, because they kind of need to have content to build to over time, right? If they just go straight to level 60, there's a lot going on. So I think you're not quite picking up what I'm putting down here. So if they make the level cap too high when they first drop the game, it creates too much of a gap between the players that are super casual and the players that are going hard. So when they've made other games and re-released them as the fully global version, they have had level caps. I believe someone told me it was from around the 40 to 60 range. So that's just my estimate based off of the way that they've released the games, similar games in the past, the remakes of the games that they've done before. So nothing's set in stone until they tell us. So what I can tell you that's set in stone is that Weapon Mastery, this feature here, is going to unlock at level 5. So that tells me that there are other new systems that they have that are linked to the Weapon Mastery. They kind of recognize that they want people to be able to experience those earlier on. So you're going to be able to unlock your Weapon Mastery at level 5. So there's not really a super important reason to have above 60 available at the start of the game. And I just remembered that we did everything here. You know, I considered getting like a little round table to put kind of just here behind me, and I could have more cups on the table behind me. I might do that. I don't know. And I mean, as much as this is a table per se, it is actually just a rectangle on an angle with another square rectangle in front of it. I am not so good at graphic design. Scaling armor sets. I don't know. They said that they are going to... They'll be removing some gear. I kind of thought they might remove Agni, to be honest, considering that the way that they seem to be talking about things is like anything that there's no alternative to. And I know there's alternatives to Agni with the the whatchamacallit sets, the Paragon sets, but when 99% of the players have Agni equipped, like maybe 99 is a little bit of a too generous estimate. But in the same way that probably at least 75% of players use Agni, and 75%. Oh, I don't have my weapon equipped. Duh. And 75% of players use Nocturnal Sub. There's players that don't, but it sounds like they're trying to avoid those kind of railroady choices where there's really no alternative. Alright. One map down. Alright, we're an hour in, and I'm just about... Yeah, we'll see where we end up at the end of the day. Got my cup of coffee in real life, but I finished my cup of coffee in real life, even though I added another one to my table. Well, I'm glad I could help. I actually set up a Google alert trying to find new information about Aura Kingdom Impact, but, like, the results have been a little bit spotty. I keep getting people that have posted their sign-up links in random places. Like, I got a Reddit link to somebody that posted their sign-up link, and then I got a what do you call it? It appears to be like I guess a Taiwanese forum that people keep posting links to. So I keep getting fed those every day when people do them. I'm not getting a lot of secret intel. But I'll keep watching my my alerts every morning. I believe they said there'll be one more big a data dump. And of course, right now they're saying that the release will be July. Done. Oh man, you know what I should have done yesterday? I know I barely played, but I should have done these two quests. That way we could have gotten 9 to do one of the letters today. Okay, and when I'm doing the quests, I don't really use the controller, so I'll just turn that off for now anyway. Like, I can click through the menus with the mouse, or sorry, with the controller. It just takes a little bit longer anyway. Originally they had said that the release was going to be Q2, which would technically end in June. And then over the course of one day, they changed it to Q3, and then they changed it to July. And I'm hoping it's early July. But actually no insight there. If it's not ready, I hope they delay it again. I have put it that way. Sheep. Oh my gosh, I just remembered I actually pulled out some orange dye so that I could make my costume match my little cutie. as soon as we get back to town, we're gonna solve this costume situation. Alright, back to town. Let's sort out this costume. So this costume is actually relatively inexpensive because it drops in the Vault of Eternity, I believe. But it's still pretty cute. So let's go over here. I totally grabbed some, right? It's saffron. I don't know if it'll go. I thought it was orange. Oops. So, costume dye. Oh, that's perfect. That goes perfectly with her. And then we'll throw on some green too to go with the big leaf. Perfect. And then we'll throw some green on the headband. Actually, we'll throw that on there too. Go like... Yeah, I think the darker green looks nicer. There we are. Now we're looking like a pair. Now it's Fashion Kingdom. Wait, what do you mean stellar pear? Since when is orange a pear color? It's a perfect match, though. You can't deny. Still haven't done enough to get cards on my armor, though. Or cards for my costume, I mean. I'll give you cantaloupe. You are permitted to say cantaloupe. But, come on. The lily pad thingy... Get out of the way, Andy. Lily pad thingy with the orange dress, it's a perfect match. I mean, I suppose it would be slightly better if I had another one of the orange dyes, but... Should be brown. What do you mean brown? The headband? Or do you mean for coffee? Okay, so I don't know how they're going to plan to do it in the new game, but LP is a resource you can build up in-game, and dyes drop inside the Vault of Eternity, which you should do daily if you're not silly like me, but they actually offer... Where do they even put them? Costumes? Other... Yeah, they actually offer 100 bags of dye for only 999 LP, which is, like, it's random, but you should definitely get one of every dye if you buy just one stack of these. Unfortunately, the dyes are per costume, but once you got a costume you really like, you're probably not going to be changing your costume all that much anyway. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Next to Sun Hunter's Veil. Just working our way down the list. Yeah, that's honestly the biggest problem about dye is that you get too many of them. So on my main account, I have a tendency to just throw them on random costumes once my inventory's a mess. Yeah, I just really like this blessing child. Cute as heck. I looked it up. The one that I have on my main account is the one with Zashi, the Zashi with a flower, not the Kingyo Hime. I mean, the green even kind of matches my sheep. Sheep. Sarmas would be so proud. Actually, inventory preview, scrub. Yeah, you can see Scrub's got just a small selection of dyes. I think she hasn't bought the big dye pack. She's just been running Vault of Eternity very, very rarely. So I got a couple. I just nabbed the orange and the green ones because I thought they'd go nice. Yeah, we'll teleport back. You know, I thought about it, Resonant. I think there's a pretty solid chance that they will not hand out the scaling armors at the start anymore. Just thinking back about what you'd asked about the scaling armor, I think there's a pretty solid chance they're not just going to hand it out at the beginning anymore. I just don't know, though. I mean, this is my boost character, and I don't even get scaling armor, right? You don't get anything on a boost character. Well, that's not true. You get a random stuff. Well, if you're asking me what you should have, I think you know the answer. The wink was actually a mistake, okay? But, if you're asking me, coffee. Truth is, I do like tea, though. I got this beautiful little teapot with a tea light heater. So, on days when I'm doing, like, I guess I should say when it's particularly cool and I'd like to have a warm beverage for, like, an extremely long period of time, I wouldn't use a thermos. Instead, I would light a fire on my desk and then put my tea on top of the fire. Because that is clearly the superior way to handle keeping a beverage warm. Wait, do you mean you have to spend 30 minutes doing makeup in order to go get coffee? Okay, so Wim, I suppose I should clarify. What I'm speaking about here is a tea light tea heater. So I think you should be able to find them if you Google it. But basically, mine is a cast iron little apparatus that you put a little tea light candle in, and then you put your teapot on top of that, and you pour it out just into really small cups so that the majority of the teapot stays very hot, and then you're only pouring out just enough for it to cool down to drinkable quickly, and then you quickly have some. So that's, for me, that's my favorite way to enjoy tea for a long period of time. Yeah, so like in the winter, when I feel like doing a nice long game marathon, I'll put one of those on the desk and just go for it, because you get to have really hot tea for. My candles usually last about 4.5 hours, 5 hours, but you can get ones that last longer. Well, I appreciate that, Lousy. Thank you. Let me know and I'll add another one to my desk as appropriate. Oh, I don't think I can beat that, so we're not gonna actually do that one. You know what? I'll try it. I will try this one because technically yesterday I did beat a Pyroclastic Purgatory. So we'll give it a shot. It may not be the most efficient use of time, but we're already not in efficiency territory anyway. We're in vibe territory. Oh, I just realized since I dyed my costume, I'll probably have to make a new thumbnail for tomorrow for it to be lore accurate. I really like that screenshot though. It was a bit of a mistake. I mean, obviously not a mistake because it turned out really cute. But I was just trying to use the Chosen by Fate skill here to try and get like a nice shot of her holding up the card, and then I got it perfectly aligned with the flare from the lighting effects, and I just thought it was really cute. Yo, normally when I'm trying to get a thumbnail, I will take a video and just pull out a freeze frame from it. That way I can get the frame that I think looks the cutest. Or best, whatever's relevant. Well, I tried my best. Put it that way. There was actually some other skills that have really neat looking freeze frames in them. So I saved them, but I don't know what I'm going to do with them just yet. Actually, let me go take a look. Pictures. Yeah, there's this one that I have that's like in the middle of an attack, and it's got like the 6 cards surrounded by a particle effect, kind of with my character centered in the middle, but I ended up not using it because you completely could not see the Kingyo. She was like just perfectly hidden behind me. Alright, this is just regular mode. I feel like this is probably doable. Now, I'll probably want the defensive shield, so I'll just pop over here and grab it. Yeah, this was from quite a while back. So if you're looking to try and get your hands on her, I don't know what kind of price you should expect to see. Alright, so that thing I went behind the bushes to get, the Oath Power Guard, should prevent those skulls from damaging me. Like every time you beat a mob, there should be like a skull that comes at you. I guess that one decided not to attack, but... Let's see, after I knock these guys out, we should see some. There you go, those purple skulls. Yeah, so having this Oath Power Guard should prevent those from doing damage to me. 500 silver toothpick. And a dream. You've also got a dream. Don't forget that. I will try like that. Well, this might have been a little bit ambitious. I don't want to waste too much time here, so... obviously, my boy here didn't do much for me, so let's go back to Verdandi. Yes, back just in time. Thanks, Flinko. I really didn't think that this would be doable, but I thought I'd give it a shot anyway since I accidentally accepted the quest. But, you know what? Fern... Oops, I forgot to use the skill that allows me to use my skill. Nope. Let's see, anything else I could use to be a little bit buffer? Oh, you know what I could do? I don't know how much it'll help, but... Sure, we'll pull out Isai. Do I have any pets? I got a couple pets. Yeah, sure, we'll use that. Alright, we got some battle music here now. Alright, I just gotta focus on healing. And not getting hit by both of them at the same time. Whoop. There we go. Let that expire. And I used them in the wrong order again. In my defense, it was a long day at work. There we go. Now the other bosses don't have any mechanic like that, so we should be good. Final boss has, spawns a lot of mobs, but that's not going to be a problem because of my AoE. Watch me eat my words. This is probably not worth the time, even if it is just a challenge, but oh well. And again, using my skills in the wrong order. Oh, that's right. Okay, so when I play on controller, I like to have Cosmic Light Chaos on 4. But when I play on my keys, I was moving it back. So I'll just try to stick with it on 3. That way I get used to not having to swap it all the time. I'm gonna bring these guys to the boss. Why not? Oh shoot, I even forgot to use my my buff. I totally could have just used my buff. Is that one? Oh, that's not the one that I like. This one? Yeah, we'll use that one. It's a waste now, but either way, no problem on this dungeon. No idea, but I hope soon. Because I too would like more of the holy chest stones. The other thing is I hope they give us a nice bag that's got a bunch of presents in it again when they do the warbow buff. Oh, congratulations, Aichi! Wait, was that you in announcement just now? Or not too long ago? Ah, yesterday. Well, congratulations! Alright, that should be good. As long as I keep my target on her, we're fine. Yeah, it's really just those first two that are a problem. No sweat. I didn't die 3 times on the first boss or anything. No pen. Not even worth keeping. Alrighty, now let's see how much experience that nets us. She's still got some quests here. Viridian step. There should be 3, but the last one is not over there. Oh, that must have been yesterday. $11 stones, huh? Good luck. Ugh. I can barely remember to even go there on 1 character per day. A couple more ants first. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to swap that. You know what, we're just gonna turn everything that I don't want off. Yeah, crit cap isn't really doing that much for me, I think, but I think the crit damage on that one's best. I think on my main account, I'm still at like, I want to say 36 or 37 for Awakening Holy Chest. 0 on this account. I haven't even finished the regular Holy Chest for this one. Shockingly, the thing that's most challenging for fortifying for Holy Chest, or just fortifying in general on this account, is getting fragments. If I was doing Vault of Eternity more regularly, it would be a non-issue, but... I don't know, Vault of Eternity just takes so long. And back to town. Ooh. Hold on a second. Press started. Oh yeah, sorry. We have about 1 hour to go. Already in step count to 10. About 1 hour. So in 30 minutes the dungeons will reset. So I think we'll head straight back there and pop another pop another fancy card. I think it is worth it. 90% may be a stretch to aim for today. The art that you commissioned... Oh, was that the one in the Discord? Hold on, let me go check again, because I'm pretty sure I saw it. Oh, yes, yes, that one. That was very talented artist there, and your character looks extremely cool. Like, the shading and the line thickness reminds me, like not the overall style, but like the shading and the line thickness reminds me a little bit of like some of the Atelier games. Like I think there was an artist by the name of Hidari that also has that kind of a similar style of shading that I really like. Very talented artist. Well, unfortunately, it's for me, commissioning an artist right now would be a bit of a challenge. Go around the snakes. So, I guess this is kind of heavy, but we actually had a round of layoffs at work. And I made it through, but when you see rounds of layoffs, you don't feel like spending extra money on stuff, you know? You feel like that's going into the if it's me next bucket. And that's a shame because I'm working on a project right now that... do I say it? Do I say what I'm working on? Ah, what the heck. I have another short story. It's finished being written. In fact, it's actually already published online, but under a different name, because I actually wrote it quite a while back. I recently reread it, noticed a couple weak spots, and the fact, like, I just love the way that the story unfolds, and I'd really love to share it with more people. So I'm rewriting the sections that I think aren't very good, and I was going to drop it. I was going to drop it so that people could read free on my coffee page. I don't like talking about it a whole bunch because I feel like it sounds like I'm begging for money or something, which I'm not. It's just a place to have it where it's connected to me but not like being force fed to people. Anyway, I need cover art. The last time I did this, I commissioned an artist that was like a friend of a friend, and they gave me a really good deal, and they were excellent artists. But just right now is not the time to be spending money, so I'm probably gonna have to do the cover art myself. That's okay. I have an idea of what I'll do for the cover art, but it is what it is. And that's one more map down. Next is Port Morton. Okay, I hate to laugh about it, but so I think I have mentioned it before, but I work at a company that does logistics. So right now I'm helping out with the database team for keeping track on stuff that's moving. And one of the main things I'm doing that's extremely like mind-numbing work is reviewing any time a truck was tracked going empty miles. So like our system automatically records when they finish one trip where they start the next one. And if things aren't being done in the right order, it generates empty miles from the location where their previous trip in the system ended to where their next one started. But if they're done out of order, like if somebody accidentally updates out of order, it triggers illegitimate miles. So I'm reviewing these reports of just locations and miles and like, is this legitimate? No. Is this legitimate? Yes. Is this legitimate? Yes. And we also need to actually have a payment record for it, so I need to do that. I've done like 300 in the last 2 days, like investigations into these things. And one of the people they let go is the person that implements the fixes that I say are necessary. So now it kind of looks like I'm going to get trained on doing all the fixes anyway. So after thinking, geez, I'm glad I'm not the person that's going to have to actually go and execute all these fixes, I think I'm going to be the one that has to go execute all the fixes anyway. Oh, Lousy, did you just meet Savior? Honestly, it's questionable why I didn't have access to do it already. That's kind of the thing, is that they don't want everybody having access to make like back-end level changes to things, because then somebody could start sneaking around and doing things just to avoid like there's rules, right? But the more people you give access to it, the more likely somebody's going to break the rule and like edit a trip that's still in progress, that's not over yet, and that causes massive issues on the back end of the database. So it was reasonable that they had it restricted, but it's not reasonable that they have me restricted from it. Give me the power. Trucking's not a great industry to be in nowadays, guys. Don't go into trucking. If you want work advice from me. You know, the work itself isn't that bad, because I kind of feel a bit like a detective. So, like, I've got truck GPS, I've got the trailer GPSs, I've got everything the driver said he did, I've got the system records, and then it's just a matter of untangling everything to find out the truth. Detective Midday. It's just a little mind-numbing once you've done 300 of them in 2 days. 85. You know, I keep bouncing back and forth between whether 90% was unrealistic or it was completely realistic. Silent ice field, and we learned yesterday there's only one on this map. Or not yesterday, but the day before. Yeah. Do we try Kazigla? I don't think it's worth the time, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. Alright, you want to see how much damage I do to Harmonia? None. You didn't even see a pixel drop on her life bar up there. I feel like it's a bit of a shame that they put in those bosses, but the only people that would benefit from fighting them are people that can't fight them. Yeah, for a DPS test, I suppose she's not bad. Just open up your battle progress and you can see your total damage. I'm pretty sure the M is a typo, though, because that's a different... Like, it's not million, it's 100,000s or something? Alright. So, the deal with Kazigla is that if you do not beat him before he cages you, you're basically just gonna die in a cage. So we'll give it a shot. Yeah, it's something along the lines of that. The problem is in Asian languages they don't have like the kanji or the Chinese characters they use for the different powers are neatly split at different points than they are in English. Although my experience is more with Japanese than Chinese, I just assume that because Japan kind of imported the Chinese characters for that, there would be similar, at least. You know, I might be strong enough for this. Quickly get all my buffs up. And focus. Oh yeah, no sweat. Evil Cyrano. Hashtag soon. I like that you reacted before he's even on screen. Shall we just take a moment to appreciate the crystals? Listen, I already sang once in the stream. I can't do it again. It feels like nobody knew the Persona 4 song anyway. Must be too old. I must be getting too old. And I goofed my rotation there, but this boss doesn't have any tricks. It's the, Alright, so the next boss is Mechanic. Is, what do you call it? Basically the way that it works is that if you let him summon a cube to the middle, something happens. I'm not gonna lie, I do not recall what it is that happens. I thought there was a mob that silences you here, but it must be in the, No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. It must be in the other mode. Oh, hey, Nanashi! Real blast from the past? I wasn't positive I could beat this in party mode, but... Seems no sweat. This is one of the rare dungeons that drops, what do you call it? Sage stones. I used to run it a lot just to get sage stones. There you go, first time beating it in party mode too. I got a whole 2. Oh, is there a 100% spawn rate here too? Interesting. I knew that some of the lower dungeons did have a 100% spawn rate, but I didn't realize it went up that far. I think I was only in party mode though, because I was a little bit too hesitant to go in hell. Yeah, before we do any more maps, definitely gonna need to clean up a bit here. You know, I still need Tsubaki too on this account. Yeah, that's not gonna be good for anything. Oh, geez, just about lost my capybara. Coffee's not good for cats. I don't recommend it. Hold on, where's my lock? There we go. They should really get rid of the cooldown on these boxes. And they all have the same contents anyway. So there shouldn't be separate boxes at all, they should stack. Well, little Miss Stella is quite good about not chewing on stuff. I remember when we had when I was in elementary school, I actually did end up losing some homework to him chewing some stuff, but I just handed it in with bite marks on it. Dog ate my homework was real in the days before digital homework, huh? Oh, not that menu, this one. And we'll just quickly sell off to the store. Call it a day. That should be enough inventory space. Alright, we got 10 more minutes of quests. And then we're back to the dungeons. Cardboard. I wonder if that's a texture thing. Or just the feeling of enjoying destruction. remember doing this quest the other day. It was a different one. Maybe this is on a different quest rotation or something. So, like, cats and strings isn't just like a stereotype, it's real? I think cats are adorable, but my brother is very much allergic to them, so we've never had one. I don't know, Martin. I hope we don't have to wait that long. Yeah, we're not gonna listen to these guys. Boring. I don't know why I keep scrolling all the way down to the bottom. There we go. Yeah, we should comfortably hit 90% with some dungeons. I don't really want to do Cadilla Bellwood. But let's do it anyway. I just kind of want to know if I can beat Gainey. You know? Well, these guys are right outside the dungeon entrance anyway. Okay. There's nothing good in these chests, but I do still need fragments, so I'm always going to just try and grab them. Ta-da! Alright, let's go. And again, I'm just going to choose party mode, not hell mode. The issue with this place is Gainey has a lot of HP. And on a class that's got a lot of ranged, but not... Or sorry, a lot of area of effect, but not a lot of single target. Or at least I'm not super comfortable with only doing single target stuff. Honestly, probably like these first couple skills here are about it. And if you knock out his slaves, he'll basically heal the full. And they respawn relatively quickly. I mean, I am level 98. I don't know why I'm worried. It should be fine. I'm just remembering the old days when I couldn't do it. And I forgot to use the skill that allows me to triple patrol. Ah, the old days. Back in my day, the best accessory set was Flockia. There's no experience here. Not really worth grabbing all the mobs. And I did it again. I skipped right from 4 to patrol. It's just muscle memory. You know, you gotta break the muscle memory. Bard carry lousy when? Nope. I shouldn't say that. My bard's only like S2 or something. Alrighty. Moment of truth. Can I out DPS his heals? Suppose I may as well use this, huh? No sweat. No sweat. Oh. So, I don't want to share it right now. But on the topic of crabs, my entry into that LTT computer contest involved crochet crabs. And I guess what I'm saying is right now, because I haven't shared the link with anybody outside of there, I'm kind of trying to see whether or not I'm kind of still in the running based on when and if it gets any additional views. So I don't really want to share it, but I think it's pretty cute. So I might share it later. Oh, but yeah, so like it's not related to Crab Rave or anything, but my mom made me a bunch of little crochet crabs. Like they're probably slightly larger than a toonie, which is a reference that nobody outside of Canada would even be able to understand. But there's just a bunch of little crabs crocheted out of multicolored threads or wools, I guess you could say. I mean, it's acrylic, not wool, but either way. And she put it in a bucket because like there's this song from the 90s that was like all over the radio in Canada for complicated reasons. Canadian artists get more airtime in Canada, CanCon rules. And just in the 90s, there was this song called Crab Bucket that was just all over the radio. You could not go a day without hearing it if you listened to the radio in the 90s. So it got stuck in my head again recently, and my mom crocheted me a bucket of crabs to be my crab bucket. Ah, the temptation to just break out into song is always there. So apparently crab bucket is a reference to crabs in a bucket will pull each other down if one is trying to escape. So like not letting the others like get out. I don't know if that's true though. It's just what the song was named after. Yeah, but I mean, like, if it's like a alpha wolf thing where it's like it was something that somebody thought they observed, but it's not actually necessarily the way that it works kind of thing. I don't know. I've never seen the scientific literature about crabs in buckets. So. Oh shoot, these are the guys that are buried underground. There we go. Alrighty, and that's the last set of daily quests done right there. So now we are back into the dungeons for approximately 27 minutes, and then I have to get dinner before it's too late. But we have 3% to go. Yeah, there we go. 3%. Let's go. I am out of the advanced experience cards, aren't I? Ugh. I don't properly farm LP on this account, so I'm definitely quite low. I might buy some advanced XP cards. I don't have a lot of G though, so I have to be careful. Yeah, I'll just use the whole lot. Why not? Yeah, I need some more cheesy tomato ciabattas too. Oh, and I can switch back to controller, so I will go ahead and turn that back on. Voila! I don't want to check it right now. Hold on, let's see. Did my entry get any additional views? Nope, none today. Maybe I did make it past the first round of elimination, but now I'm done. Oh well. It was a dream. Either that or it was so cringe they shared it around the office. It was pretty cringe. It was pretty cringe. But that's okay. I'm a little bit cringe. I thought I saw a chest there for a second. Well, mail? Is it more coffee? It's more coffee! You know what that means? Hold on a second. Try not to die. Come over here. There you go. Thank you, Lassie. Look at that. I almost died even getting a coffee. I just didn't really need to use my hand on the mouse there. Oh man, that reminds me of that time when I was doing the Bond dungeon runs and a certain rapscallion kept trying to distract me right at the moment where I needed to remember to take the detonator instead of the bombs because Plinko kept killing me. I'm just too easily distracted. Mm. 2% to go. Well, now I definitely have crab bucket stuck in my head. You know, Martin, it would be smart, but I can't, I don't think I actually really need the this triple strike drink that I've got on now. The EXP would probably be better. But I do have to purchase more ciabattas anyway too, so I'll try screaming in world chat tomorrow or trade chat tomorrow and see if I can buy some. Because I'm gonna need some ciabattas again as well. You know, I tried cooking them. They're tough. One of the other foods I was trying to do, like this morning, like I said, I woke up way too early, so I tried doing some cooking in first thing in the morning, because I had those cooking, dailies. These ones up here. I tried doing one of the ones, like one of the foods for that, and it was like the Dreamy Heaven or whatever, the one that uses, Wait. Did I accidentally change my profile or something? Why is my turn not right? Oh, there we go. Yeah, the ciabattas are annoying, but yeah, the Dreamy Heaven was so fast, it was like literally impossible for me to even get a single gold. So I just tossed out that daily because I was frustrated. Worst comes to worst, I'll just buy some, Yeah, see, I feel like I should make it clear that I'm not shipping myself with Tyr or anything. I just think he's neat. He's my little guy. So feel free to do whatever you'd like, but I would like to see it because that would make me really happy to see. And I keep getting the buttons wrong. You can tell that I'm exhausted. It's really been a long day. I'm sure I'll sleep no problem tonight. Well, I guess he's the OG cool husbando dude. Like, if you think about it, Alias is probably... Ooh, that'll be nice. I'm gonna need that. In fact, I should probably get myself a green extreme speed. You know, of the OG Eidolons, I think 3-star Alias is the best looking. Sue me. I don't have 3-star Alias on this account. When we go to the item bot, we should be able to see him in the preview. Eidolon. All the way to the very bottom. Alias. 2-star. Yeah. Looking good. Yeah, you guys got taste. Yeah, his 1-star form is kind of whatever. Oh yeah, I was thinking that my experience books were vanishing there, but it's actually because I've got them in the thing. You know, it's almost a shame that we don't have 3-star Faust, because 2-star Faust is basically, or sorry, the... Hey, Ryan? Hello? But also SMH. You come in here and your first message in my chat is that 3-star tier is gross. The only thing gross about it is that he doesn't exist. Gonna make me cry. Oh man, someone shared the Captain Hook art in the Aura Kingdom Impact Discord the other day, or maybe it was earlier today. You're looking pretty good too. What can I say? I'm a cool dude fan. Take me to court. You made Harmonia. Yeah, I saw that too. Well, you know, Lousy, it's because she was leaving him for us. Uh, and I kind of hate to say this, but I really like the design of I think it was Dionysus, but they made him a kid, which is a shame. Because I feel like he would have been much, 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 much cooler if he was like an older guy. Still pretty cool. I just don't want to be taken out of context on that, considering the style they went for. Right? Yeah, I know. That's why it's dumb. So, I know. Better than Lowly Thor. Agreed. Oh man, so on my main account, I don't have a lot of Chib hairs. So I landed on this one twice when I was rolling. I didn't realize that we don't have a fusion formula for it, so I bought 2 more, and now I've just got 4 of a hair that doesn't fuse. Very sad. Yeah, you know, the sad reality is that when it comes to cool dudes in these kind of games, I guess I should just say, like online games in general, they kind of assume that the majority of the audience is guys, and that, I mean, assume is probably a bad word for it because I'm sure that it is. But like, yeah, we have a couple cool dudes. Just a couple. And I say that but then we don't get any. So we have to make a trade-off, right? We have to either, if you play as a female type character, you get a whole bunch of costumes. If you play as a dude type character, you don't get very many costumes. But yeah, for Eidolons, you don't. We've got mostly ladies and very few cool dudes. I guess the only benefit is that if you're into the hashtag fashion kingdom, you're gonna have to play as a lady, even if you're a dude. um, yeah, it's kind of surprising that there isn't a Zeus now that I think about it. Or is there one that they renamed out of the old ones that had the name Zeus? Like, Area decided to rename some of the Eidolons. I guess they weren't, like, vibing with the original, like, mythology sort of theme. Or maybe they thought they were a little bit too straight mythology and they wanted names that were easier to Google or something. Or maybe not. Maybe that was a weird way of looking at it. I don't know why they changed them. But at a certain point, they just started using the names, the same names, right? But you still have ones like, oh gosh, who is Alias even supposed to be? Now I can't remember. Yeah, in Spanish, a lot of them are more accurate. Come on. Boop. I remember somebody had a spreadsheet of all the names. In the different servers. Apollo, yeah, there you go. That's the right one. Boop. Yeah, there was, choices were made. Merlin. Yeah, I saw that the fragments are now called Ganlin. Is the Eidolon still named Merlin, officially? Hold on. Preview. Get out of my way. Eidolon. I mean, it still says his name is Merlin in the details, but it says Ganlin in everything else. Oh my gosh, and they freaking fixed Yagami Hime for one patch. And then they put her back to Hachijo Hime. Hachijo Hime is killing me. Man, the day that they fixed her name. Oh, is the egg called Yagami Hime? Oh, they fixed the egg only? Thanks, but not quite. The reason why her name is Hachijo Hime is mostly a typo, but Ya is another way of pronouncing 8. I'm going off of Japanese because she's a Japanese god here, so you might have heard like Yatsu for 8 of something. But yeah, 8 Hachi could be pronounced as Ya as well. Jo is the character for above, and in this case it's kind of like a metaphorical above, so Kami for god, and then obviously Hime for princess is how her name is supposed to be written and pronounced in Japanese, so Yagami Hime. But Hachijo Hime is like not the right way that you would say it in Japanese, but like at least it's the right words. And then obviously you typo on Hime and you put Hime and it's like Hachijo Hime. I'm not gonna lie, I think when we first saw the name, I was like, are they gonna call her 8 above princess? But in terms of Light Yagami, I don't know the kanji for his name. Oh, Plinko, I think you said you had like a pun on the fact that her name has blood in it when you got her. What did you name her? Because I obviously named mine after a time of day. Oh, geez, I wasn't even paying attention. We're past 90, or we're past the 40% for today. Definitely doing a lot better than yesterday. Or not yesterday. Um, we don't get. It's not Christmas though. I'm pretty sure hers was New Year's, right? Didn't they release New Year's Yagami? I lost. Yeah, it was Shinnen Yagami Hime. I did that twice, right? Yeah. Okay, well, I don't think that's actually how it's pronounced in Chinese, but when I look at the name and read it with my Japanese experience, I read it Shinnen Yagami Hime. It's funny being able to like get the gist of what something is, but have no idea how to read it just because I know the kanji's meaning from my Japanese study. It's quite funny. Although my kanji is probably definitely the weakest thing for you when it comes to reading Japanese. Even worse for writing. But hmm. um am I in party mode by mistake? Oh, no, I am in freaking Winged Duke's domain. Zone out when I'm trying to enter the dungeon. Ah, fair enough. Those are Dawn Passage is probably my least favorite dungeon, which is unfortunate since it's got a time of day in the name. I can't believe I was able to get through that so easily. Freaking level 95 normal dungeon was a struggle and I couldn't beat the first boss. Oh, and I agree on that one, Lousy. I don't know if this is an efficient use of time anyway, but no. I got 4 minutes. Let's see how far we can make it. I am going to switch off the controller just for a little bit more direct control here. Oh dear. I don't know. I look in a mirror every day. Alright, we're gonna lock in. And see what happens. Oh. Hmm. Oh, shoot. I believe I was hit with some kind of healing. Oh, yeah, no, that'll do the trick. Minus 300% P heal, that'll do the trick. Although that also confirms something that I already knew anyway. P heal is not, or does not affect your nocturnal lifesteal. Goodness. I'm impressed with myself here. Either that or this dungeon is just overrated for its level. Can't believe I didn't even notice until after I got to the boss. Oh, this boss doesn't have any debuffs, so there's no reason to even worry about them. Just hit him with attacks until he dies. Yeah, 100%. This is much easier than the 95 regular dungeons. Hashtag no sweat. Disassemble. I'm pretty sure the tricky thing here is you don't want to get near the slugs. Pull out this dude and my capybara. Yeah. Damn, that was pretty easy. Ooh. Gotta have dinner though. 92%. We did good. We did good. Yeah, so if I get to about 30% tomorrow. 30, 40, 50, 60. 70, and about 70% on Friday. I mean, I'm being a little bit optimistic here because I don't think I'll be able to get 40% anymore. But yeah, then I think if we do like a nice long grind on Saturday, we can probably awaken on Saturday. I'm gonna see if there's anything that I can do in terms of getting a little bit more like experience items going on here, because yeah, these 24-hour experience crystals are pretty expensive in terms of LP for how much time I have to grind LP as compared to anything else. But yeah, no, that was way easier than I was expecting. Time-wise, I don't know that it's worth it if there's other dungeons. Like, I think if I had run through solo... Can't believe I just went from wing to main. I think if I had run through these two, I probably would have been able to get more experience in the same time, but that was plenty easy. Good job, me. So, that is going to be it for the day. Like I said, gotta get myself some dinner. You're ready for work tomorrow. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Because we're live streaming every day until I am cap level, or not, I'm not cap level, sorry, that would be a ridiculous promise, until awakening. So, with that being said, have a good evening, everybody, and we'll catch you same time tomorrow. Bye!